Oh. Yeah. Stay there, boy.
Attention please, Chief 111, 1-2 order.
Is this decorated it was on?
Attention please,
I was guessing on it.
1-2 order, Taylor 14. Robert Macadam, 1-3 order.
Now, yeah. Can we have a rack all the chips, please, guys, and quickly move on to this table? And can you take the seat over there, John? You got one filling there, goes there.
Attention please, all in North 4, 1-2 order.
There it is. You guys got the cost of it?
While you sit down, guys, we'll do that quickly. Okay, same seat.
Robert second, 1-2 order, Taylor 14.
8 about as well, angle 21, 6, 21, 7. Just to count. Did you count this one? 3? 17.
What's happening? We're going over to that table? 16?
Sorry. 17, 7, 7, 5.
That's what happened because
Did you count across this? I did, sure.
18,150.
32 475. Where you at? 6.
Yeah, I was new next to this guy.
32.
And a quick switcheroo, and we're back to the main event, guys. Players just taking their seats. Going to run through who we have got. In 1 is John Mooney, in 2 Connor Notcher, in 3 Alex Gross, in 5 Scott Burko, in 6 Eric Freiberg, in 8 is Jamie O'Connor, and in 9 is Adam Miller. There was no semi-streamed logs. We kept the main event on. The only reason we put the final on the stream was because the time that my semi-final finished coincided perfectly with the break of the live players in the main event, so it was easy to switch over. But there was no semi-final, so would have much preferred that one to be uploaded. Cheers, Miko. Yeah, it happens. You have to do a whole lot of losing as a poker player. Just got to get used to it. It's part of the game. So, players are seated, ready to go. We have half hour on the clock for the remainder of the session, and then that will take us into the final break of the day.
racing dealers in today's main event, finish and progress, and there will be 15-minute break. There's a 15-minute break at the end of the hand in the main event. Just mind all the players, we are racing off for the 25
So we got. Oh, everybody jumped in the free roll. How many's in? A million?
I'll find
I
out.
bet there's less than 100.
There is 88.
88. Where are you all, boys and girls? Where are you all? Oh, man.
Do you remember if I got dealt an ace in that heads-up battle?
Did you get dealt an ace?
Yeah, did I get dealt an ace?
You got dealt one pair of nines.
I remember the nines.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the hands I got walks on, so actually I could have had some hands in the old walk. I'll have a little watch back at some point next week, bit of a review.
Yeah, you got dealt a pair of nines. There was no. Oh, did you answer that from logs?
Yeah, I answered that from logs.
No semi. Just one of them. Not a lot you can do.
I'll have a coke.
Actually, I'm going to change that. I've got dark colours.
So we've got Boz opening here, 5-4 suited under the gun +1. John Flats in the cut-off, and Connor here should be coming in for a squeeze on the button after this action occurring in front of us with the ace kick. Probably gonna bump it up somewhere around the 5k mark. That can't be right.
Can't 3-bet to 2.1.
Well, he can 3-bet to 2.1. Yeah, it's 3 and 6 we are, so open to 1.3. The min click is actually
I'm guessing because the
2K.
graphics have disappeared that it's...
Yeah, I've seen Connor on the circuit. I don't think he's going to ever 3-bet to that size. He's gone 3.1. He's still gone fairly small, but gets the job done. 2 quick folds from Boz, and John picks that one up.
So we reckon we're about 25 minutes of this session. Jump in the free roll. The password is GUKPT. Make sure you're on. So PK, have you lost any poker games today? No, Tower. No, I've not lost any either. Jay?
Yeah, I lost one. I did lose one.
But you're in the free roll to recoup. You're in it. I hope everybody else is in it. I shan't tell anybody who's got pocket fours.
I nearly said to him, you can have first and second prize, I'll have the trophy in the picture.
Jacks for Boz, the passport winner. Ace, Jack, Queen. Ace, Queen, 10. He's got pocket jacks. What a terrible, terrible flop.
Just snap folds to Eric's bet on the turn. Didn't even think about that one.
No, we never had this table earlier.
How many poker matches you won tonight, Tower?
I'm 100%.
No, you're 0%. You haven't played one.
I'm 100%. I haven't lost any.
How many have you won?
Good to see Boz on the feature. He's used his passport well. Didn't play too many events, but fired a few bullets in the same event kind of thing. Played a lot online as well. As Boz was in Vegas, finished 3rd in a big event. In fact, we had it on this TV, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
We had it on that TV when Boz was in his Leeds United shirt, finishing 3rd like the team. Yeah, should have thought about that one. So, Boz, I think the last time we saw him must have been on the feature table in Vegas. It's always good to see him. He is such a nice lad. Meet the mods. Did Chow win 3K? No. No, the lad done good. He knows we're only messing. He knows we're only messing. Should have won it though.
Wish I did, Tower.
Hey.
Only one person happy in a poker
Coolerville.
tournament, so, yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable.
King Blue's hand, actually, that was a strange one. I felt like on the turn, he went very small, Julian, so I sort of raised to try and induce from one pair with flush draws, and it just turned out he had top 2. GG.
Absolutely.
But now seeing his hand, it makes sense why he went so small, because he had top 2 with the second nut flush draw, so it's really strong hand. So Scott pulling out the triple barrel there, the pocket, getting Boz to fold the pocket, 8s, 3 overcards. Out of free roll.
What?
Out of free roll.
Missed that one, haven't there?
Top pair against a better top pair, and I couldn't just call the flop, leave myself half pot behind, so stripped it. Went into a better top pair, and that was that.
That was that.
Good luck, everyone, if you're still in the free roll.
Indeed.
So
That
Eric,
sounds like Barry Grime.
Eric flops the nut flush drop. Now we're going to get caught by Adam. Has top pair here. Queen of diamonds on the turn. turn for us as Adam. We have the best hand on the flop. He's going to have the best hand on the turn. Now it's down to Eric here versus a big blind range. Don't actually mind double barreling this particular spot with the nut flush draw. Put some pressure on some 8 and 6x hands. It will probably have to fold to a double barrel, but opts for the passive option. And now it's very difficult for us to bluff here in this spot as Eric. So just going to check behind. I think we get looked up too often, maybe by some 8x, even maybe some 6x if we're a bit there on the river after checking behind turn. We'll have some top pairs in there though, we'll check back turn.
Too early, far too early. Far too early.
Oh, what did Julian have the hand when I had ace 8 of hearts? When I was tanking on the river with ace high for about a minute. It was 10, 9, 4, 3 deuce the ball. 2 clubs, 2 spades, 10, 9, 4, 3 deuce.
Jack Queen of Diamonds.
Well, I had ace high that one, yeah.
Yeah, that was first hand that were like premium. First real premium clash. Yeah, Jack Queen of Diamonds, yeah.
So it folds to Eric in the cutoff. He looks down at an ace, so he's going to open. John Mooney in the big blind thinks better of it. Raise and take for Eric.
All main event players, just over 2 minutes remaining on break. Please start making your way back to your seats.
So we're heading towards the next break, just over 15 minutes to go until the end of this session, and then we're back for the last 2 levels of the main event here in London.
So cut-off open from Boss, 9-7, makes it 1.3 to go. And Connor in the big should be defending here with the ace-5.
Queen 9-5, 2 hearts.
So Boss gonna check behind once catching a middle pair. Connor does have a bottom pair. It's gone, now Bob's going to come in for a bet and try and extract some value from some potential ace highs in the big blind and some 5x as well. Also, don't want to let our opponent realise equity with, say, 1 overcard or a raggy gut shot. So, small bet from Boz and a call from Connor. River, deuce of diamonds. Now, is Boz going to go way for thin here for value? If he does, he's basically giving Connor credit for exactly a 5 here. Our kicker isn't going to play too often with our 9x, so he does come in for thin value with the 9. So targeting exactly the type of hand that Connor has in this spot. Really, really good instincts from Boz to try and get 2 streets of value here with just a pair of 9s. And Connor's got to understand against good players, like, just because they check back flop doesn't necessarily mean that they've missed it. He'll have some 10s in there, he'll have jacks, obviously 9x's we can see here. We'll also have some ace highs that check back, which we are obviously ahead of, so do beat some hands here as Connor, but got the ace of hearts in our hand, a card we want Boz to have in his, heart draw missing. Don't have any clubs, can potentially have backdoor clubs as a bluff here. Boz, you expect him to continue his Jack 10s, King Jack and King 10 on the flop. Basically, Connor here with a 5 needs to deduct how thin Boz does go for value, and if he is a player that can go as thin as a 9 here on the river, maybe we can lean more towards fold, but does pay it off, and very, very nice value bet on the end there from Boz in a spot where most people would just snap check back. Very hard to get called by worse, but finds the hero from a 5.
Back to starting stack of 30,000 or 30,500. Sorry, the starting stack's 25. Good old Brad, been watching the wrong stream. Don't know how, but welcome. Welcome back. Oh, Mickey Smiles, all in pre, aces versus 6-7 in the free roll, did not win.
Adam, aces in the cutoff.
Evening, Kev. Kev Jackson. All right, Sam. Any bets about?
Saw Kev on Monday. Gave him his 20 quid.
Nice one. Sure there'll be another one.
Yeah. Ace King under the gun. Odds for the 2.5x, makes it 1.5 to go. Ace 5 suited for Scott in the big. We'll be defending this almost always. Maybe thinking, he looked at Eric's stack there, maybe thinking about potential 3-bet bluff with the ace 5 suited, but I just think versus under the gun open, much better coming for a 3-bet bluff versus an LP open or even MP. So opts to call and take the flop out position. 9-6-5 rainbow. This is a board that I don't think we're going to be continuing a lot on, as Eric 9-6-5 and a lot better for the big blind range.
Got the check mark of Scott.
So now Scott comes in for a lead after turning trips. Looks like Eric is going to call once with ace high. Won't want to see an ace or a king on the river.
Which it didn't. Let's just slow it down.
I'd still be going for value here, Scott, with our trip 5s. Under the gun open, shouldn't really have any 8x in there, other than pocket 8s and ace-8 suited, which both are probably going to lean more towards continue on the flop. So we can comfortably come in for value here as Scott. Eric can have overpairs still in his range that check this board that's very good for the big blind range, and happy to call 2 streets. But in this particular scenario, just ace high, not going to be getting any action.
So just 10 minutes to go until the end of the session, then a 15-minute break, and then the final session of the day.
Boz with the 7-6 suited under the gun. Makes it 1.3 to go. And Connor here, ace-10 in the cutoff, thinks better of it. And Alex on the button with just sub 25 bigs is going to pill. And Eric going to flick in the defend you expect with the queen deuce suited, getting this price, closing the action. Well, we've got some action flops here, Tower. A little 5-4 hearts or...
In it comes, ace, jack, 10. Ooh, queen 8-7. No computer on.
So, top pair for Eric here. Boz flops bottom pair with some very nice backdoors. And Alex facing a bet with 3 overcards. And Eric makes the call. And will take a turn. Looks like a 4, which should bring a gutter in for Boz. Check, check. Oh, he gets there
Just
on the
gets
end.
there on the river. Beautiful.
And this is a problem for Eric. In the fact of the matter that you don't expect Boz to have any 6x or very few 6x in his range when he's opened under the gun. So when he comes in for a river bet here, it can look quite bluffy because he's sort of trying to rep a 6. Depending on the size, if he goes a small size, he could potentially go a smaller size with some 2-pair hands, but he does go a really small size, Boz, 2k. Eric with top pair here, no kick up. Like once Eric checks as well, Boz could even go for value here with hands like ace queen, king queen, queen jack that check back turn. Simply because you'd expect Eric to lead all of his 2 pairs on this particular river. When it brings a 4-liner out there, which is good for the big blind range, the fact when Eric checks over, it looks a lot like he just has a 1-pair hand that wants to get to showdown. Like if I've got 8-7 or river 2-pair with like 7-5 here, I'm most certainly leading. Try and get a call from 1-pair hand of Boz, some queen X they can have opening under the gun.
Like making the call to show the 6-7 and the 6. Bozzer, bozzer, bozzer. Let's see, stack up to 37.5. So good evening everybody and welcome to the final event for the team this year. GUKPT Grand Final. $25.25 next week at Berry New Road. We've also got deep stacks in 5 different venues. One up in Edinburgh, Luton.
We've got the old online festival kicking off
Yeah,
on
the GUKPT
Sunday.
starts Sunday to Sunday.
Yeah, that's going to be A big one again, another GUKPT passport up for grabs, 120k in guarantees over the 8 days, 22 events. Main events are 110. There's 3 high roller events for anyone that likes a high roller in there, and points from the series do count towards the National League as well. See if you can follow in the footsteps of Andy Hills, David G, and the man sitting in seat 8 at the moment. Boss was last year's leaderboard winner for the GUKPT series, got himself a passport for this season. Incoming 3-bet, King Queen facing a cut-off open from Oliver. Always say King Queen, very good hand to come in with a 3-bet bluff with, block a lot of the continued range of our opponent. Uncontested pre-flop. So we've got about 3 minutes left, guys, and then we will head into that final break of the day, but we will be back for the final session.
So 25 chips being
God,
counted.
where's John Mooney got all them chips from? I've just realised he's got 130k.
He's had a nice start to the day.
Yeah.
Stream keeps buffering, says Logs. We could have internet problemos. We will let you know. It's just been one of those days with the local internet. It's been beautiful pictures most of the day, and then all of a sudden it just stops and starts. Hopefully it'll just be a temporary issue.
So Oliver coming in for a 3-bet for 3.8k. And action going to be back on Alex here with the King Queen suited. And this is a bit of a spot here for Alex. I think this particular spot can be player dependent here against a player that is capable here of 3-betting lighter when we open in the low jack. We can potentially 4-bet rip this hand for 20 bigs. I think last option is going to be flat in here for Alex out of position. I know it's a great hand, great playability, but we've got just over 1 SPR left. And so I think if we want to continue here, it's going to play much better as a 4-bet rip. Or a fold, obviously. I think it's 4-bet rip or fold, and there is the fold from Alex. Thinks better of it. Discipline lay down that King Queen suited. Very pretty hand, didn't get attached.
Should be one more hand. And then a 15-minute break. And hopefully the stream will have sorted itself out by then. Hopefully. If you wanted to improve your poker, what book would you recommend, says Perks?
I always give the same book, actually. I get asked that quite a lot. So for me, regarding like improving your actual game at the table, the strategy and whatnot, I'm veer away from books more. It's more about courses online and videos. But regarding if you want to read a book or an audio book, a really, really good one, which I think really changed my game and helped me a lot throughout the years was the mental game of poker, because it just veers away from strategy at the table and it's all about what's in your head. But really good read, that one, Perk. So if you've got time to have a read it, have a little read.
And that is it for this session. Time to get a cup of tea. See you for the final session in 15 minutes.
4 downs you can check round there.
All main event players, just over 2 minutes remaining on break. Please start making your way back to your seats.
So we're back for the final session with the same table.
Oi, oi.
The same table. We're not changing because we only had half an hour with them. So they've kept it the same because, and also John Moon is one of the chip leaders. So the same table, and Boz, the passport winner, is also on the table. So it is the same players as before. The final session, live stream to finish between 12:15 and 12:30. 2 hours of play to go. With the bust outs and all that goes with it. Oh Jay, oh Jay.
Please take your seats if you commence.
Yeah, it's not much I could do really, but I don't know.
What do you,
Heads up in the UK is not bad.
what do you think you would have done if you did jam the turn? When you turned the nuts?
I think he would have passed with that particular hand, but I don't want to get that hand to pass. That's the thing. It's like against my hand, they're flush draws at 20%. I want them in to Bluff River. It's just like, yeah, it's just annoying. I'm annoyed at the ace-8 hand more than anything because it's a completely different game early on. If I find that hero of ace high on the river, and then it's completely different. But it's done now. We move on. Yeah, one better next year, hopefully.
Just my 4-year-old first, the worst, second, the best.
I don't know what that means now.
No, well, Logs, you're in front of us. We've no idea what that means. As punishment for losing, Jay should do the stream in ASMR.
ASMR?
Anybody, any idea? PK knows. PK knows. It's all this young speak. There should be a dictionary for the over 30s and then the under 30s, and then like read them both if you want to.
Yeah. Get where you're coming from on that one. Alex here. We are playing.
It is that just for the Oliver's cold. So we've got 2 all-ins, bit of ISO because it's under the gun +1. Pipped.
Yep.
Pipped. Oh, Davido's in the building. I think Davido's going to make me a drink.
Yeah.
Surprise me, young man. Surprise me.
Thank you.
I'll have a hot drink, but just surprise me. Cheers, Davido.
So, looking for a queen to keep his tournament alive. Alex do have some chop outs now. Can find a 4.
Opportunities. Still a jack and a 4.
Jack 4 or queen to keep his tournament alive. And and it's a 6. So we are going to lose one. Alex Close.
Unlucky. Alex has gone. Apparently he got liked or something off Games of Thrones. I don't know how. He's a big lad. Boz raises up for the ace queen to 800.
Oliver, easy defend with the 10-7 suited, heads up. Jack 5 deuce of a rainbow. Expect Boz to be continuing here, quite high frequency, very dry board texture, and gets the job done against the 10 high of Oliver.
Great start to the grand final. Day 1A, the live stream.
Who's still in the free roll?
Not me.
Not me. Got free roll every day over the next 4 days, guys. Plenty going on in December as well. Already mentioned GUKPT. Going to be a huge festival over the 8 days, 120k in guarantees. Also got Christmas Cracker satellites running from the 8th of December on the Grosvenor Client, and also Christmas tree rolls from Sunday the 8th of December.
Christmas tree
Yeah,
rolls.
I like it. Every night, 8 p.m.
Oh, I'm on them.
Free roll, surprise prize pool between £50 and £1,000. Free tour to enter them, so look out for them in December on the Client.
Christmas tree roll.
So folds to Connor on the button. Working off a 20 big blinds, going to open 10-7 off. This is fine once folded to us. Try and potentially pick up the blinds. It's action on Scott with a king 4. Expecting to defend. Is that Victor Lukin coming to the table?
It is. It is. Pop's had about 90,000 after the first 2 levels. Not know how he was doing in the later levels. Shot the mini main. Did Victor Senior for 30 grand?
Yeah, just under 30k. Lean Kanji on Tuesday evening.
Right now? Wow, how much of a delay do you have there? You must have a delay.
30-minute delay, yeah.
30
We're
minute
one
delay?
and a half hour delay.
You're like a half hour behind.
Yeah, we're half hour behind, so this happened half hour ago.
Do you mind if I stand here or can I not allowed to?
Yeah, a couple of minutes. Yeah,
Okay.
just to watch.
I always want to see how this works.
Yeah.
Are you guys always on the road with them?
We are.
Nice. How many months?
We do 9 legs, and we do a big event in July as well, so basically once every 6 weeks or so average.
6 weeks,
Yeah,
yeah?
this is the big one.
Yeah,
This is the
6 weeks,
grand final. No, we're off for 2 months after.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's when you guys play. Yeah?
We don't.
That's when you play.
I play this
He
man.
plays. He's
That's all
awesome.
you know. You know poker all the way up.
He's the best.
Right, okay, if I want to go play 510 Omaha, how much money should I have?
Well, it depends how deep the game is.
Right, they're in way deep. They're like big stacks. I only have 270. So I'm doing 130, 13.
Definitely. Or 1-1.
Yeah, I wouldn't say on a 5-10 over half.
I certainly wouldn't be playing a 5-10 with £200 in your pocket.
1-1?
Impossible. 1-1.
Impossible to win.
Or stick to 220 on
Yeah,
red
deep-
and then see if you get it 870.
Free, I think.
You can win it on
No,
mine.
good deep stack 1-1 game.
I'm going to play 1-1 big
The
stack.
1-1s are good.
Yeah,
I'm going
deep
to
stack
go 1-1 big
The
stack.
1-1s are deep.
Let's make some money today. We know
Enjoy it, enjoy it.
If we know how to play, you should play.
Well, that's what you get when you start commentating near the bar. You get random people walking up to you and start talking about absolutely anything.
Boz opened 8-7 suited, early position. Eric with the defend with the king 10 of hearts. Bit of action, middle pair for Boz, flush draw for Eric. Bingo gets the check mark. Now it's snap check behind from Boz. Oh, a 9 on the river. So Boz river in the straight, and Eric here comes in for a check with the king 10 of hearts, and that's going to give Boz the green light, coming in for value here, but he's going to get the bad news very shortly because Eric needs to be raising this spot. Boz may actually save himself some money here. He's gone near pot size. Yeah, and there's the snap fold with the straight from Boz. Shows the 7, snap fold. Doesn't even think about it. Knows he's behind when Eric shoves. Especially against that sizing. When we go near pot size on river and still get shoved on, it's just almost always going to be value.
Here it comes. It could be anything. Oh, you're the best.
Sugar?
You really are. No, thank
I
you.
want one of them now.
You're the best. No, me and David, we've got this rapport. We've got this rapport.
Lovely, thank you.
Thank you very much. There's a 10-25 game just up.
See him, get matey back, tell him to sit in that. Go sit in that instead. Do you hear that, PK? Two people come in the booth, one of them has got 270 quid. He goes, do you think I can sit in the 5-10 Omaha game with this? Being completely serious. Got the old spin up. Folds 2. Scott on the button, not going to get involved with 9 deuce. Can't open all buttons. Do need to have some folds once folded to us. And Eric here, 8-4 of spades. Going to come in for a raise out the small blind. Sorry, comes in for a complete out the small blind. And Victor picks up a chunk of chips and raises it up. Ace King is good. Ace-5 suited for Scott in the cut-off. Makes it 1.8 to go, and Boz flicks in the defend with the Jack-7 of hearts. Ooh.
7, 8, queen, 2 hearts.
Action alert here. Boz flopping a pair and flush draw. Scott flopping the nut flush draw. Scott going to come in for a continued hit. And Boz won't be going anywhere. Either choose to flat or potentially come in for a raise here, but with showdown, just going to call, take a turn, won't want to see a heart. Oh, I thought that was the deuce of hearts then on the turn. Now it comes down to Scott here. If he's going to double barrel, what hands are we targeting? There's going to be some 7x in there. Queen X probably going to call once more. 8x. It's on the line, a 9 of hearts on the river, giving Boz a flush, and he checks as well. Planning to check raise. And Scott going to come in for value. Boz will raise, Scott will move all in, and Boz is going to be in a gross spot. I think he'll probably find a way to get away. Free bet on the river is usually always the nuts. And it's definitely not a bet of 1.5k from Scott. A lot more chunky.
They're almost the same. The only difference. You can order this stuff from tomorrow.
Wow! Did he just find the call? What?
Just the call. Is that why he's passport win?
That couldn't have been the size on the river. Must have gone over pot there on the river, and that's why Boz just called. It couldn't have been a tiny bet because Boz would have raised against a smaller size. And it's just a sick setup. I'm surprised he hasn't gone broke. I'm guessing it must have been an overbet from Scott on the river, and it made Boz just call, thinking that he's not ever going to get action from worse if he raises. But I'm unaware of the size there, guys, so I can't really comment. If it was a bet of 1.5k, Boz getting 6-7 to 1 on the call, and he's just flatted there with a flush. That is insane, but it looked like Scott counted out a big chunk of chips. I'm guessing he went with the overbet, and that's why Boz just flatted in that spot. If he went smaller there, would have got a lot more, Scott, because Boz, I'm sure, would have raised for value. Yeah, actually, it said the bet was 1.5 on the graphic, but Scott put out a chunk of chips in front of him that looked a lot more than 1.5.
It definitely wasn't 1.5, that is for sure. Might have been 11.5.
Yeah, 11.5, that probably makes a lot more sense. So Victor opening the jacks on the button. Boz just going to flat the 6-5 suited. Sick caller for him. Late in the day, as the ace king 7 flop rolls off. Continue from Victor and snap up from Boz. A6 suited for Eric. Didn't open. May have had some spidey senses that Victor had a hand behind him. King Queen in the cutoff. be a slam dunk open for Victor here. One's folded to us. Oi, oi, a CFO in the chat.
Oi, oi. Won another package the other night.
Yeah,
somewhere,
I saw that. EPT
somewhere hot.
Prague, wasn't it?
EPT Prague. What a man.
You got a room going to see?
You got the best guy to share a room with who you see for 3 minutes on trip.
I remember I strolled in one morning at like 11 in the morning. And I think that was the only time I saw him when he was in the room.
Brilliant.
Oh, great trip, mate. Right. Really, really looking forward to it next year again. We'll definitely be going back. Ball's opening ace jack. John, bit of a loose pill from him in the small. Jack 8, does have the chips, wants to get involved. Been fairly quiet since we've been back from break. Complete whiff for him though in the small.